Good morning, my dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. This is Accounting 1. Welcome. Don't forget to download this information on your computer or cell phone or tablet, okay? In case you can't because of space, you can find this video on YouTube. Anyway, you can also print it or copy the most important information on your folders or notebooks, okay? You can find the solution the way you consider the best. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Today, we're going to talk about manufacturing and services, but the class is going to be mostly about manufacturing. As you can see here in the picture, you probably have an idea what we're going to talk about, right? Well, in case you didn't get the idea yet, I'm going to review a little bit about this. And right now you're probably thinking like, hey, we already studied this in entrepreneurship. Yes, we did, I know. But it's the way we connect subjects. So in entrepreneurship, we are studying, or we already studied, or probably in Spanish you studied, types of organizations. The classification by sectors, size, and ownership, right? I know this is something we study in entrepreneurship, but it's important and interesting to find the connection between this class and entrepreneurship. When we classify organizations by sector, we had the primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Do you remember this? You did a homework. I sent this slide to you, so you could complete here with a sector and a brief explanation. This was a few weeks ago. Don't worry too much. Well, so before we come back to this pyramid, let's go here to the left and read a little bit about industry. So when we talk about industry as an uncountable noun, we're talking about the production of materials and goods. The related adjective is industrial. So when you want to use it as an adjective, you're going to use industrial. For example, industrial business, industrial activity, industrial sector, etc. An industry, which is a countable noun, it's a particular type of business activity. Particular. We're going to check about this later. So with this definition, the production of materials and goods, let's go to the right, to the pyramid. Which sector are we talking about? Primary, secondary, or tertiary? You're right, it's the secondary sector, production of goods, industry, construction, craft, etc. So it's the transformation of raw materials, those you collect in the primary sector, into final or finished goods. Well, this is only the introduction for this class, or at least the first part. So now let's watch a video about manufacturing. We're going to see what manufacturing is. And you're not going to be listening my voice the whole time, okay? This time is something different. So let's watch this video, enjoy it, and learn.
What is manufacturing? Manufacturing is the process or business of producing goods in large numbers in factories. Manufacturing commonly employs a human-machine setup with division of labor. Each worker has a specific task. Manufacturing is the process of converting parts, components, and raw materials into finished products. The finished goods meet consumer specifications or expectations. A company that converts raw materials into finished products is a manufacturer. We can also use the term manufacturer for a person if he or she owns a factory or is one of their executives. The verb to manufacture means to make something using machinery on a large scale. North America's most famous manufacturers are General Electric, Procter & Gamble, Pfizer, Boeing, Magna International, and the General Motors Company. Europe's most famous manufacturers include Siemens, FCA, Michelin, the Volkswagen Group, Unilever, GlaxoSmithKline, and Rio Tinto. In Asia, the largest manufacturers are Toyota, Samsung Electronics, Honhai Precision Industry, Honda, SAIC Motor, and Tata Motors. Thank you for watching this Markets Business News video.
Okay. Well, so that's the definition again about manufacturing. But I'm sure that you already knew that, so I'm not worried, and we can continue. Well, so we're going to check only this part about manufacturing. Some manufacturing industries that make up manufacturing sector, so the secondary sector. For example, we have aerospace industry. We combine with the word industry, aerospace industry, car industry, automobile industry, computer hardware industry, construction industry, etc. Okay, so aerospace industry, when we talk about planes and space vehicles. Cars is the word they use in England or British English. When we talk about American English, we said automobiles. Basically, it's when we talk about the production of cars. Cars, trucks, any land transportation. Computer hardware industry, when we talk about, obviously, about computers, printers, tablets, etc. Construction industry, when we talk about buildings. And here, pay attention something, guys, especially you that are students in technical or trading or commerce. In accounting, in English or in Spanish, when we talk about buildings, we're talking about constructions. It can be, for example, a house. In accounting, a house is a building. Remember that. It's the way you use it in English or in Spanish. When we talk about an office, when we talk about a land, a parking lot, etc., any construction is considered buildings. Okay, defense industry with C for British English or S for American English when we talk about arms or weapons. Food processing industry when talk about canned food or frozen foods. Household goods. So it's the appliances you use in your house. Washing machines, refrigerators, microwaves, dryers, vacuums, all the things that you use to clean, to help yourself in the house. Pharmaceuticals industry, medicines. You know, like pills, syrups, or any other medicine you need, injections also, etc. Steel industry, stronger, more useful metal than iron. You know, all connected to this material, steel. So you probably, if you go to your kitchen right now, you're find some knives or forks or spoons that says steel. That's the material they are made of. And textile industry or textiles like clothes and clothes. So right now you're probably asking me what's the difference between clothes in singular and clothes in plural. This one, cloth in singular, just like this, C-L-O-T-H, it is when we talk about fabric. When we talk about fabric, the material you use to make clothes. And clothes in plural, it's what you are wearing right now. And me too, of course. Maybe jeans, t-shirts, tops, socks, jackets, pants, trousers, blouses, etc. So this is what you are wearing right now, and this is the material. Both of them belong to textile industry. So you probably pay attention that in most of these words I use singular, except I think here I forgot to not to say letter S, but let's read this. Note, you use all these words in front of industry to talk about particular industries, but you usually drop the S from cars, automobiles, pharmaceuticals, and textiles. So you don't use it. That's what they are saying. When you add the word industry after these ones, you don't need letter S, like here, or here, or here, or here. Okay, that's the explanation. So these are some examples of industries. Well, so this is an example about how industry grew in South Korea. You know that South Korea is one of the richest countries around the world right now. What happened in 1950? They were very poor, no money there, with most people living and working on the land. You know, like farmers growing the land, working with animals. The government decided to industrialize, and the new emerging industries were textiles, you know, making fabrics and clothes, and heavy industries like steel and shipbuilding. This is what happened in 1950. So they start working, transforming the raw material that they were growing in the lands. In 1970s, so from 1970 to 1979, the South Korea turned more and more to light industries like electronics, making electrical goods such as television cheaply. It also started producing cars. So now they start becoming more technological. From the 80s to the 90s, South Korea moved into specialized electronics in the 80s. So this way was one of the growth industries of the 1990s, making specialized parts for computers and telecommunications equipment. So if you pay attention, in 40 years, they took about 40 years to become one of the biggest industries in the world in technologies. So if you pay attention in the video, they mention some brands that are very famous. So right now, if you have a Samsung cell phone, do you have a Samsung cell phone or an iPhone? Okay, that's not important. Anyway, so Samsung, it's a Korean company, and it's one of the biggest around the world. Coming from the 50s, working on the land to become a huge industry producing technology. It's the same for LG and Daewoo and any other brands, a lot of brands. Okay, that's really beautiful and everything, but now we need to start working from this huge pollution to these green industries. It is very important that you, as young people, as future entrepreneurs, as future consumers of products, I mean direct consumers with your own money, not with your parents' money. So it's very important that you start think green. What is think green? So it's very important that everybody, young people, children, and grown adults, start reducing the consumption of products that they don't need. For example, how many pairs of shoes do you need? Probably you need a pair of shoes at home. You need maybe 2 pairs of shoes for school when we go to school. Probably you need a pair of sandals for the beach. Maybe a pair of shoes to go out. And maybe a pair of shoes to party. Okay, that's our reality. In other countries, you need maybe more or maybe less. So I'm telling you that probably you don't need 20, 30, 40 pairs of shoes in your closet. You probably need only 6 or 7. That's it. But sadly, these industries here on the left, producing a lot and polluting the air, make us think that we need more and more and more things. For example, shoes. How many cell phones do you need? Yes, only one, of course. But for how long? 6 months? Try to use your cell phone as long as possible. 2 years, 3 years. I know that we need technology. I know that we need to be in touch with people. I know that we enjoy a lot this kind of digital stuff. But it's very important to understand that reducing the consumption of products, you are going to reduce pollution and start working on having a more healthy world. You got it? So each of us should think about this. So this is like the negative part of these big industries. The positive one is that yes, they produce very beautiful and nice things and they make money and they help countries and societies to grow economically. But the bad part or the negative part is the pollution, and to produce things they need to burn oil and they need to cut trees and things like that. So why do we need to reduce consumption? In this case, the most famous example about consumption is plastic. Like you're going to drink something and you order a plastic glass and then you throw it away, and then you drink again and you use a new plastic glass, and you keep doing that the whole day. There are some people in offices that do that, you know it? So usually we should drink about 8 glasses of water. Yes. So let's suppose that you're in an office and you need to drink 8 glasses of water. So you go to the water dispenser, you take a plastic glass, you drink the water, and then you throw away the glass. What happened? You threw away 8 plastic glasses if you drank only 8 and no more. Let's suppose that you drank coffee too. You drank 2 cups of coffee. So we have 10 plastic things going to the ocean. So here there are 9 reasons to refuse single-use plastic. What is single-use plastic? It's when the kind of plastic that you use only once, one single time. For example, plastic bags in the supermarket, or maybe the covering or the plastic that protect things that you buy. So you buy, let's suppose, a toy, and the toy comes in a plastic bag. So you take out the toy. Oh, it's a beautiful toy. You have fun. You give it to someone, etc. What did you do with the plastic covering the toy? You threw it away. So you didn't reuse it. So 9 reasons to refuse to use plastic. Because they are made from fossil fuels. It means that to make plastic, they burn with fire, obviously. And what happened? This is what happened when you burn fossil fuels. Pollution the air. Pollute the air. A lot of pollution in the sky. Reason number 2, huge carbon footprint. And if you remember, this is very bad for your health. And that's why you need plants. So they transform this carbon into oxygen. Number 3, they will still be here in hundreds of years. So you threw away plastic, and probably it's going to be floating in the ocean until your grandkids are older. Reason number 4, only a tiny percentage is recycled. So among all the plastic you use, only a little tiny percentage is the plastic that you can recycle. Number 5, leaches toxins into food and drink. You probably didn't know that, but plastic contaminate or pollute your drinks and food. So it's better you save food in glass recipients or carton or paper or ceramic, but don't save your food, never save your food in plastic, in the refrigerator or in your kitchen or in your room. Whatever you save food, don't do it in plastic, okay? It's going to pollute your food or drinks. Reason number 6, it causes hormone disruption and cancers, different types of cancers. Number 7, and probably the most common reason, it pollutes our oceans, as we can see here in the picture. Reason number 8, kills marine animals and birds. They eat, they confuse sometimes the food. They confuse plastic with food and they just eat it. Or they're just swimming freely and suddenly they get stuck in plastic and then they can't breathe, they can't swim, and then they die. And because the animals eat plastic, like birds and fish, it's going to enter in our food chain. It means you are going to eat plastic too. So less plastic, okay? Why are we studying this? Because it's a dream for most of human beings to become green. Well, now, what you can do as common resident of this planet to reduce plastic. Here we have some top tips for plastic waste reduction. Number one, and my favorite one, is this one, Eco Bag. So maybe if you have a car, try to keep in the trunk, in the car, some bags, maybe fabric or plastic, that you take to the supermarket and you can use and use and use again. So don't be ashamed to take them with you. I do it. I have different colors and sizes because they are all different. I have like 4 or 5 different colors, and I just take them with me and I put them there in those boxes they have, those lockers they have in the beginning with a key. So you put them there, then you go do shopping. Once you're ready, you take it back from them, pay, put your things here and go home. And please don't do that of asking like lots of plastic bags in the supermarket, bags that you will never use. Don't do that. You don't need them. I'm sure you have plastic bags from other places. So stop doing that and asking bags that you don't need. Number 2, avoid excessive food packaging. So you go to buy some food, for example, you go to a restaurant and they give you a plastic bag or a plastic box for salad, plastic box for rice, plastic box for beans, and then in the end, your whole food is like in 10 plastic box. Okay, avoid that. Maybe take some recipients with you. If you are going to buy some food and you know, take maybe, take your own recipients, your own boxes. Like here in number 3, pack your lunch in a reusable container. There are special green containers for these kind of things. So you take your food here, eat it, wash it, take it home, and do the same every day. It's not difficult. It's actually absolutely easy. Say no to plastic straws, if possible. So when you go to buy some drinks, please say no to this. Only drink from the glass, like you do when you're at home. I'm sure you don't use straws when you are at home. You can do the same in restaurants. Don't use disposable cutlery. You can see what cutlery is. Yeah, don't do this. Don't use them. Take them with you all the time. Probably you won't believe it, but most of the time, I have a spoon in my purse. Did you hear that? I'm going to repeat it. Most of the time when I go out, I have a spoon in my purse, one of these. Why do I do that? Because I don't want to use these things and then throw them away. So I have one of these with me. I take it out. It is covered with a napkin or a tissue and in a plastic bag. I finish eating, I clean it, and I cover it again with a napkin and put it back in my purse. Yeah, sounds crazy, I know. But I'm doing my part to keep a better planet for you and your kids. Carry with you a reusable bottle or cup. As you can see here, especially if you're at school or if you're working. Use glass jars for storage. Yeah, use glass, don't use plastic. Remember this presentation because as we can see in number 5, plastic pollute food. So use glass. If you have soup, for example, you didn't finish the soup in your house and you're going to save the rest in the refrigerator, put it in those, how do you call them? It's not jam, like strawberry jam or any other jam. They come in glass jars with covering like this. And if possible, eat at home most of the time. Have a home-cooked meal. Well, this is something we're doing a lot lately. We've been doing this a lot the past months and now. So yeah, we're saving some money and not polluting too much, having all these plastic things only for one meal. Okay, so these are some tips you can use part of your habits the rest of your life. I hope you do. And now, talking about green industries, here I'm going to show you a video. It's a really short video about an example of green industry. Pay attention. After this, I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to have a homework about this video. It's a very, very easy, simple homework, but mostly it's to realize, to learn about companies working on having a better world, a green industry. Okay, let's watch this video.
Motion Systems Incorporated, keeping America in motion. Motion Systems is dedicated to our environment. Our facility strives to be green and consume less energy. We utilize soybean oil when manufacturing, as well as a water-based synthetic cutting coolant. With updated energy-efficient lighting, Motion System continues to do its part to preserve our planet. We fully support alternative energy solutions, making wind power gears for wind turbine generators, windmill power generators, and vertical wind power generators. We can reverse engineer an individual broken gear or work from your prints and produce an entire wind power gear set. We produce wind generator gears for home applications up to the largest wind turbine gears of 12 feet in diameter with any pitch or teeth configuration needed. Motion Systems Incorporated, keeping America in motion.
Okay, so this is a company, Motion Systems Incorporated. That's the name of the company. What's special about this company? It's a green industry. So they are reducing or helping to reduce the pollution in the world. So what are you going to do as a homework? I'll show you and explain you. It's kind of fun, actually. So here, you're going to copy the name of the type of industry you are going to talk about and the link. But then you are like, okay, what link? What? Okay. So look for information in YouTube or any other video site, but YouTube is like more common. Okay, so find any green industry, obviously working nowadays, any industry that tries to reduce pollution, that is working very hard to be green industry, and copy the link here. That's the only thing you have to do, okay? Copy the link here, copy paste. Here where it says topic, you can write something like maybe car industry, textile industry, or you can explain a little bit more if you consider necessary. What it is more important is that you copy the link here. So in topic, you write what this is about, and you copy or paste, copy and paste the link here. And that's it, that's your homework, right? Okay, so go to YouTube and find a video about green industries, copy the link here and write what is this about here next to the topic. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys. Stay home, wash your hands. Bye-bye.